kabuhay, at welcome back muli sa ating channel. Ngunit bago tayo magsimula at mahilig ka sa mga beauty pageant content and updates ay maaring pindutin mo muna ang like button, mag-subscribe sa channel na ito at i-turn on ang notification bell at isama nyo na din po ang all upang palaging maging updated sa mga susunod pa nating videos.
Country to the entire world.
I think that the greatest contribution of the Philippines to the entire world is not just our physical resources, but our hospitality. And as you know, Filipinos are so friendly and we're so nice, but people have to understand that the Filipino culture is made of different cultures because we've been conquered by different Western worlds before. We've been conquered by Spain, Japan, and America. And I think that it's so amazing that we can have all of those cultures here in the Philippines and for people to experience that as well.
Yeah, okay. Our viewers are in awe with the way you answer. Okay. You're so good, huh, Sam? My gosh. So, personal question. What is your biggest fear and how do you plan to overcome it?
Okay, well, shallow answer first. My greatest fear are lizards. I don't know, I can't take the slime, so the best way to overcome it is to make sure that all my house has like screens. But on a more serious note, my other greatest fear is the fear of not knowing that I did the best. I've repeated this so many times earlier, but I just feel like when you have a goal in mind and you finish it by knowing that you didn't give it your all, then I would just be so disappointed with myself.
Yeah, it's like we're having a Q&A session and you are giving perfect answers. Okay, it's so interesting, no? Because you are not a type of queen who is giving a patterned answer. I mean, it comes from the heart. It comes naturally. You're so genuine, and that makes you so strong and extra beautiful. You know what, Sam? When you open your mouth, you're so magical.
Oh my gosh! Thank you, Sir.
You're so beautiful. That's why I love asking you these questions. No, what would you say to someone who believes that pageants are archaic and against the feminist movement?
I would tell them that you are wrong. Because pageants have evolved. It's really not just about beauty. And if you notice that our most recent queens nowadays, we're women of substance. We are women who believe in feminism, and we are women who encourage other women as well. That's what pageantry is all about, empowering other women. And so I would tell that person to take a hard look again at pageantry and really recognize how much work all these beauty queens put into their aspirations.
Okay, Queen Samantha, let's try to entertain some questions for our viewers. First, from J. Darius Bergado. This is the question: what is the name of your walk? I think he's asking about your signature walk.
Secret.
Still secret?
Secret.
Okay, J. Darius, please wait. In due time, you will be able to know, the name of Samantha's walk. Be patient.
Thank you.
Okay. Next question. Okay, from Wajir Mubin from Malaysia. Not a question, but I hope you're doing great, my queen. Love from Malaysia.
Oh, thank you. Sending virtual hugs to Malaysia.
Okay, next question. Everything is like, how are you doing, queen? Hi, queen. What's your walk? Like, they're so interested about your walk. Okay, what from pageant that diva current preparations? What are the things that you're doing? Of course, you cannot disclose everything because this is something confidential. But at least the things that you could disclose to your fans. No, what are some of the preparations that you're doing?
Well, I'm training for Q&A right now. Also practicing the delivery of my speech and training really, really hard with pasarela, and of course going to the gym because I have to make sure that the body is...
Okay. From Pat Hot ASP, what is the greatest lesson that this pandemic has brought to humanity?
I think that the greatest lesson that this pandemic brought to humanity is that we were able to take a step back and also show gratitude to the people around us who we find or deem important. Because during the pandemic, I'm sure everyone has experienced this. I've never felt so lonely before, and I feel that personally, I was able to appreciate my friends and family even more. And so it's kind of like a blessing in disguise, being able to reconnect with people.
Okay. From William .aldz. Hi, Ate Sam. My question is this. Have you studied Thai language?
Yes.
Okay. So watch out. Watch out. She is learning the Thai language. Okay. From Cloud Fenneler. Okay. How about Nat Coshin? Hi, Sam. Love you. And also Jesslyn, can you give us a hint of your national costume and evening gown? Love you, Sam.
Oh, I'm sorry. I would love to, but I really want it to be a surprise, so I'm gonna keep this to myself for now.
Yeah, I hope you understand, because we cannot just disclose everything because it's part of the preparation, part of the game plan. So just wait for it. Be patient. The competition is very near. It's a month to go, and you will definitely be informed about that. Now, another question. Who is the designer of your gown, Ate Sam? From C. Angelo Fernandez.
All of these I can't disclose, you guys. I'm gonna keep it to myself also for now.
You're so makulit. Okay? Don't be so makulit, guys. Because you have to understand. Just be patient. If we love and we support Samantha, we are very much willing to learn, right, and to wait.
Yes, and
so okay. Let's have. With so many questions, my gosh. You are, if ever you win the first ever Miss Grand International title for the Philippines, what is the first thing you will do from Clark Zircon Parkon?
The first thing that I would do is, of course, eat. Because after dieting for so long, I would love to eat. And I understand that a lot of the Miss Grand Queens who win, they always have a mukbang challenge. So that's something that I would love to do straight off the bat. But on a more serious note, of course, I would really try to immerse myself in more of the culture of Thailand and, of course, connect with the charities that Miss Grand International is active with, naturally.
Okay, you have so many questions. I'm so sorry. You have so many fans. From me, PLMNSB, what does a crown symbolize to you, Queen Sam?
I think that a crown symbolizes effort. It's the effort and the soul that you carry. Because for me, I'm not just representing myself. I'm representing my entire country. I'm representing the people who have supported me from day one. I'm representing all the listeners who helped me throughout this process. And so more than just the victory for the country, it's really, it's a reflection of the effort that, they always say a queen is always raised by a village. It's a reflection of all of that.
Well, very well said. From Pawi, I'll try to modify it a bit because I think it was already asked, but there's a follow-up question. What is the greatest lesson you've learned in this time, and what advice you would give to a teenager or to your teenager fans?
So the advice I would give to teenagers is to just kapit lang in Filipino means hold on, because I know that at least for here in the Philippines, a lot of the students are still in homeschool, and I know that it's very, very hard to be homeschooled, even Southville as well. And I know that your social lives are gone, but you know what, you guys, it's not the end of the world. And again, like I always emphasize in some of my talks, that you have the luxury of time, so take advantage of that. You have so many different things that you could do, extracurricular activities, whether that be learning a new coding language or painting. Everything that you do now as kids will really benefit you in the future and contribute to your success.
Okay, from VM.Austin, any advice given to you by Miss Samantha Bernardo?
Yeah, she gave me a lot of advice. We're actually really good friends. And she told me to just enjoy the process and do your best and be yourself.
Okay. From Char B. Fernando, who is the candidate you want to be with the top two with you? That's a very confidential question.
Yeah, it's very confidential, and I don't want to say it because I know that all the girls are bringing something to the table, and I know that we're all deserving. It's already such a blessing for all of us to be competing in Miss Grand International, and so everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I would say that it would be amazing to be in the top two with another Asian candidate, because I know it's been a while since Team Asia has got the Miss Grand crown, so that would be very amazing.
Okay. From what you're moving, how are you doing, Queen Sam, right now? With all the preparations that you're having, with all the interviews that you're doing and guesting and all like that, how are you?
I am fine. I'm fine. I'm happy, and I think I'm on the right track. And I am also very grateful for all the support I've been getting, especially from my core team and my supporters. So thank you guys so much for keeping me grounded.
Okay. Another one. What do you believe is the most important issue facing women in the workplace today?
I think that throughout history, I feel that women have really made an effort to be a little more equal, especially in the workforce place, and especially in terms of how much we get paid compared to men. And I think that the biggest issue now, which is not a secret, is sometimes there may be sexual harassments that happen. This issue was brought up around 5 years ago, but I do know that in other countries it's still very prominent. And I hope that those countries that still have a lot of those reports try to make laws that protect women more, especially in the workplace. Women should feel safe anywhere, especially in their workplace.
Okay, from Diane Angeli, who is your role model?
My mom. No, but my role model as well, I didn't meet my Aunt Myrna Panlilio, or I met her when I was young, but she passed away very fast. But upon talking to a lot of her relatives and my distant relatives, they did tell me about her and how inspirational she was and how much of a go-getter she was. So, she made history as Binibining Pilipinas' first Miss Universe title holder, and so I hope to be in Miss Grand.
Oh yeah. By the way, for the information of everybody, the very first Binibining Pilipinas Universe is the aunt, right? Aunt of Miss Samantha Panlilio. So it runs in the blood. Okay. Next from Claudette. What can you say to a girl who is very insecure?
I would tell that girl that there's nothing to be insecure about. Be comfortable with your body. Be comfortable with who you are. However, if you do think that you need improvement in certain aspects of your life, then don't be afraid to go get it. No one's going to judge you for wanting to be better. So don't be insecure and do something about it if you are.
Okay, Claudette, Sam has given you a perfect answer for your question. Okay, from Pau, for you, what is the essence of pageantry in this time of pandemic?
I think that the essence of pageantry is definitely to give everyone hope and to give everyone a sense of victory as well in their own rights, because again, joining a pageant, what you want to do is inspire other people to strive for what they want in life, no matter the situation. With the pandemic, I know that a lot of people really need that beacon of hope, and it's so amazing to be able to be one of those two and to be part of this pageant.
Yeah, your fans are loving you the more because you are giving them substantial answers, no, on point answers, no. From Fernando, what are your thoughts about other candidates?
My Miss Grand, I think they're all so beautiful. I've when I first joined the group chat and we all started following each other, wow. Miss Grand candidate, they're very beautiful, and I can't wait to meet my sisters too.
Okay, from 93 Pageant 1, this is, I've already asked this, but I think he hasn't heard the answer, so let's entertain his question. Do you have any pressure considering the previous year's achievement as first runner-up?
Of course, there's pressure, like I answered earlier, but also it's up to you on how to translate that pressure into something good and it's something that could motivate you.
Okay, from William. Ate Sam, have you asked former Miss Grand Philippines queens for their pieces of advice?
Of course! I've talked to all of them, actually, except for the first one, but yeah, I've actually hung out with Perul as well 2 weeks ago, and they all gave me some great insights. And the same with Elizabeth Clancy and Eva and Nicole, helping me with my speech as well, and Sam, of course, and Sam Lowe. So it's nice to have a little Grand Philippines family within Binibini.
Okay, from Oliver, it's a bear, not a fair, it's Oliver. Who do you think, Ate Sam, is your biggest competitor in the competition?
Sounds cliche, but it's definitely myself. Because at the end of the day, how you perform is up to you, and it's up to you on how you use everything that you train for.
Okay, amazing. So many questions. Okay. Next from Jess Lim. I really love Sam, Sir Dudes. Can you please ask her to greet me? Thank you so much, Jess Lim.
Hi, Jesslyn. Thank you so much for tuning in. Mr. Dudes and I very much appreciate your support, and I hope that you are safe and well wherever you are.
Okay, wait. Because other questions are almost the same, so I'm trying to, choose one which is not yet asked. No. Wait, so many, almost the same questions. They're so interested about your national costume.
Yeah, I can walk.
Okay, this one. When will you fly to Thailand?
I am going to be flying on November 16th at 12:10 a.m. So technically, I'll be in the airport by November 15 late at night.
Okay. Well, can you ask the same question with San Bernardo with the last three part? I think they want to know your thoughts if there is, a remaining vaccine. No, who will you give it to what is that? A 13-year-old or 15-year-old,
Or 16-year-old.
or to a senior citizen?
Actually, I made a YouTube video along with other Binibinis like Maureen, and we made a reaction video with Sam's pageant. And right when they asked that question, we all unanimously said senior citizens. Because here in the Philippines, it's really emphasized that they are really the one biologically who can be affected the most by this virus. So as a Binay, of course, I would say senior citizens.
Okay. from Silang Cavite, do you think height is an advantage to or do you think height is advantageous for a beauty queen?
Well, in the past, of course, height or being taller was always an advantage. However, during these times, it's very prevalent, and we also see it that height doesn't matter as much. A lot of pageants have lowered their standard in terms of height, and I think that whatever aspect or whatever factor you may have, it's up to you on how to use it. So yes, height can totally be an advantage if you use it well.
Okay, from May, if you could meet any person in history, who would it be and why?
If I could meet any person in history, I would have to say I would love to meet Nelson Mandela, because I know he was such a prominent figure in our history, and he's really, wrote up amazing speeches that really changed the way that we view things and has really made an impact in our overall humanity. So it would be amazing to pick his brain and really see how he had so many visions of how we could improve in the future.
Okay, from your fans, from some fan, that official fan page, what is your message to your Sam Blazers?
Yes, so to all my Sam Blazers, maraming salamat sa pagnunood dito sa amin ni Mr. Dudes. Oh my gosh, my Filipino. And I really appreciate your guys' support. You know that I'm only a message away. And yeah, so I'll talk to you guys soon.
Yeah, one good thing about you, Sam, is that when I first added you in the Instagram, you didn't hesitate. You didn't have any second thoughts of accepting me. I mean, you're so. You're a very good soul. You're a very genuine lady, and I love you for that. And that makes you really very lovable to everybody, right?
Oh, thank you, Mr. Dudes, and thank you so much for thinking of me as well. I'm very, very flattered, and I appreciate your time.
Okay, next. Sorry, there are so many questions.
No, it's okay. Go ahead.
It only shows, that the people are actually very interested in you. Okay, what do you think are the advantages of women over men?
I think that the advantages of women over men is that we are more connected to our emotions, and we've learned through time that is not something to be embarrassed about. We should also share that with the opposite sex and let people know that it's okay to be emotional. It's okay to vent your feelings and feel whatever you're feeling. Again, we're in a decade of prioritizing mental health, and so yes, I think that women are a little more connected to their emotions, but as women, we should also encourage others to not feel afraid to do so.
Okay, another question from Sian. Current waistline, Ate Sam. Love you, Ate. Love Pars. Sa unang gintong corona. Love.
Current waistline now 23, but the goal is 22.5.
Okay. Next. Okay, this one is a good question. What is the hardest question that you've ever heard?
I had an interview last week, and I wasn't expecting this question, but the two interviewers asked me if I wasn't representing the Philippines, what country would I represent? So I was really taken aback because it's something I never thought of, I'm always Filipina. But I did answer that I would represent Spain because naturally as Filipinos, we do have Spanish blood in us, and a lot of our ancestors are Spanish, and my grandma's actually Spanish as well. So I feel that would be the next in line.
Okay. Okay, this one is actually crying because she wants you to shout out her name before she studies. Claudette.
Oh, hi, Claudette. Good luck with your studies. I hope that you ace whatever final or quiz that you have this week, and laban lang.
Okay. Okay. From Kian Tiamson, how many % are you ready for your international pageant? Or I think, how ready are you for the Miss Grand International?
I think that I am 8 out of 10 ready because mentally I'm ready, emotionally I'm ready, but the minus 2 points will have to go to the packing that I need to do. So there's a lot of packing, you know.
Okay, from MST.J, do you think you can bring home the first golden crown for our country?
Yes, of course, I think I can bring home the first golden crown for the Philippines because you don't go into a competition thinking that you're only going to end up as a candidate. You have to go there with a winning mindset and a winning attitude, and so that's what I'm doing.
Okay, there is one funny message here. Ate Sam, ba't niyo po nilunok yung microphone? It means like, why are you so articulate? Why are you so good? Okay. So sorry, but you know, she really has the gift of gab. You know? Okay, next question. There's another question. Why do you think violence is very rampant in today's society? And as a beauty queen, what can you do about it?
I think that violence stems from people not having their basic needs, and obviously at this very moment there's the pandemic and a lot of people are suffering from hunger and not being able to get the basic necessities because they can't go to work regularly. And so I think that that might be one of the main root causes of violence, and typically we have this platform to be able to inspire people and to also show how we can help those in need. And I think that is very, very important nowadays. So be kind.
Yeah. Okay, now, from Megan Victoria 77. Hey, Samantha, greetings from LA.
What's up?
Okay.
That's LA,
from Limuel, Miss Sam, what can you hint about your gowns? My gosh, for Miss Grand International, I'm so eager to know
My
your gowns. Again, I would like to be very emphatic about it. Please be patient because, you know, she cannot just disclose it as early as now. So we want to keep you in suspense until, you know, the pageant week, probably. Okay, any message for those who are struggling for their online class from Rara Z?
Yeah, so for all the students in online classes right now, I would advise you to just keep doing your best even though no one's monitoring you. This is a great time to practice self-discipline. And again, I know that this will benefit you in the future. And just do your best and we will get through this.
Okay. From Hanny, this is a Maxine Medina question. What is the most significant change you've seen in the world in the last 10 years?
I think that the most significant change that I've seen in the world in the last 10 years is not only how technology progressed and how much more people are connected, but the best thing to see about that is how we're using these connections and being able to be more aware about certain problems and issues that are going on worldwide. And I think that's an amazing thing as long as we don't abuse technology and use it for the good of humanity.
Okay, from Dia, what would you rather throw away, love or money?
Money. Love, you know, if you find love, whether that be with a partner or a relative or a friend, it's priceless. Never throw something that you value a lot like love or something that is tangible.
This one is just funny. I find it funny. From Axel, pwede ka po ba magpaayuda ng talino? I love you.
That's so funny.
It's so funny. I mean, because they're very much impressed because you're a woman of substance at a very early age. Ang galing-galing mo. Okay, from what's this? From Prime. What's this? If you will have an opportunity to change something in the world, what would it be?
I had the opportunity to change anything in the world. I would change the basic infrastructures of countries who are in need of better infrastructures, because as we've seen, countries that have good infrastructures mean that they have better access to necessities and they usually have more opportunities. So I would restructure some infrastructure. Very habitat for humanity.
Okay, from Sebastian, what do you think should we be teaching the next generation about protecting our planet?
I think that we have to teach them that we have to be more sustainable. Again, this is my advocacy, and there are so many ways in which you can contribute to making sure that our Earth is safe. And in a time where, again, there are so many infrastructures, so many buildings, we have to also make efforts to learn about the new ways of sustainability, like vertical farming or, planting your own plants at home. It's so, so important. So, yeah, always learn.
Okay, from Abigail Joy, how do you feel now that the pageant is near?
Nervous and excited. Nervous, I think that my nerves will go away once I'm on the flight, to know that, to let it sink in that we're here, it's real, it's happening. But for the most part, I'm so excited for this experience. I know it's going to be very, very amazing.
Okay, from Lem, if you could be outrageous for one day, what will you do and why?
I would go skydiving and also swim with sharks, because I'm not scared of heights, but I am scared of sharks. So if I would be outrageous, I would go for it, but also make sure that there's a cage around me or something.
Okay, from we, what is the biggest enemy of humans and why?
I think that the biggest enemy of humans is ourselves, and the negative thoughts that we put into our mind. My mom, just to share with you, my mom actually told me this just earlier. She told me that your body naturally gives off energies. And if you have negative thoughts or negative energies, or you're depressed, you give off less of those energies that actually protect you from COVID or, have an impact on you. So encourage everyone to just be positive. And if you're in a dark place, reach out to friends. Again, we have the technology for it, so make the most out of it.
Okay, from Leo, please do the intro, Miss Samantha Panlilio of Philippines.
I think we should say that too.
Let's reserve that, guys. No, let's not ask her to do that now. Okay.
Post though. A few days ago I posted one, but I blurred.
Okay. Yeah, but let's not overdo that, guys. Let's reserve that during the pageant. Proper. Okay. Next, from Mo. If you were to become a lawmaker, what would be the first law you will want to pass and why?
If I were to be a lawmaker, I would make a law on helping clean our streets even more. Because I know that, yes, Manila is very clean, and kudos to all the government officials and public servants who are helping with that. However, I think that we have to have a stronger initiative in terms of keeping our environment clean, and also, making more designated places for trash, because I sadly still see a lot of places that don't practice that, or it hasn't become their norm. So I hope that we can make a law that will encourage us to do that.
Okay, it's Danny. Why should you be the next Miss Grand International? Love you, Sam. Spare some of your brain cells.
Should I answer it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so sorry.
Yeah. Why should you be the next Miss Grand International?
I think that I should be the first Miss Grand International, because I know that I have the grit, I know that I have the character, and since I was trained when I was younger, I'm ready to work and I'm ready to face whatever goals and aspirations that the organization may have. And I know that I have a voice and I want to be able to use that voice for the better.
From Dolly, what's this? What superpower would you want to have, and what is the first thing you would do once you get it?
I would love to fly. One of the X-Men movies, I forget which one, but one of them had amazing wings. And so I would love to fly and just be able to go wherever I can without having to get a PCR test. I'm kidding. But the first thing I would do is definitely fly to Palawan and just relax there.
Okay. Next question from Hania. What can you do to improve education not only in the Philippines but all over the world?
I think that to improve education, we need to start with the leaders and we need to start with their coordination with the different schools. And
Okay. From Arnhi Clamosa, give one trait that every beauty queen must possess.
Confidence, self-confidence for sure.
Okay, let's have last 5 because if we will keep on asking Samantha, it will never end. Okay, last 5 question. Okay, this time from George. This one is good. What is your life's philosophy?
My life's philosophy is that there's always room for improvement. My parents instilled that in me when I was younger, and that quote and philosophy has always made me push myself to do better today than yesterday.
Okay, next. From Rai. What is one big mistake that you made in your life, and what did you do to make it right, Miss Universe?
Okay, I think that one of the mistakes that I did in life, in college, was actually I really wanted to be a film director, but because of the nature of my family's business, I just opted to just focus on the sciences. So I decided to focus on the sciences instead. And so one thing that I wish I did was to actually to have taken a minor in film or something, because I still feel very passionate about it. And for me though, I think that it's never too late, and I don't consider it a mistake because everything that I've done has led me to where I am now. And I do know that I can correct that mistake in the future by taking some courses on that as well.
Okay, Cam, are you opening your doors? So definitely, after the pageant, the doors will be opening for you to enter show business. Are you trying to consider that, if ever?
Mr. Dudes, I haven't thought about it. Again, my mind is all on Miss Grand. I don't want to. Yes, because if you make other plans, more than Miss Grand or outside of it, then I just feel like I would defocus. So I just want to focus on it for now.
This one is, I find it funny, from your fans, from the official. What would you do next right after this live?
Eat? No, actually, I'm gonna take my makeup off and try to go to sleep because I do have an early day tomorrow for training.
Okay, so from Ben Vidor, let's have last 3 questions. When is it okay not to be okay? And when is it not okay to be okay?
I answered this with Boy Bunda already, but I'm going to say it again. I think that it's okay not to be okay always, because we are going through a lot of things in our lives. We're going through the pandemic, and it's not a very easy pill to swallow. So it's okay to not be okay all the time, but it's not okay to not be okay when you know that it's time for you to reach out before you harm yourself or before you know that you're going to have a mental breakdown. Again, you know yourself the most, and so you engage yourself and also know when it's right to ask a friend for help, simply. And I feel that as that one friend, if you know that your friends are going through something, I'd like to encourage everyone to also reach out to your friends. A simple hello, how are you can really go a long way.
Okay, last two questions. Sorry because Samantha would be so tired. She still has a training tomorrow. From Lam whatever 04. What can you say, or what would be your advice to all the Filipino people for this coming 2020 presidential election?
Yeah, so everyone vote. Have the power in your hands, and whatever values that you believe in, make sure that it's reflected in your vote, because one vote can go a long way. And I hope that we get the leaders that we deserve.
Okay, last question from Janice. Okay. What is your view about transgender women who join pageants?
This has been a very prominent issue that a lot of people have been talking about recently, but I think that we should allow them to join. Actually, we shouldn't even say that we should allow them. They should just be able to join, because how can we call ourselves inclusive if we don't let that happen? Again, gender doesn't define you, but you can define yourself, and we should also always respect that to whoever we are talking to.
Okay. So actually, I've seen a lot of questions coming in, but I'm so sorry. Unfortunately, we cannot take them anymore. But probably you can give us a private message, or at least but just wait for Sam during the Miss Grand International, and she will definitely satisfy all of you guys. No. And before we end, Sam, I would like to really thank you for your kindness, for your generosity, for your very good soul. You're so nice. You're so. I cannot really put into words how I feel towards you, because you epitomizes what a queen should be. Very down to earth, very humble, in spite of your your strength, which is very evident. You're one of the most articulate queens I've ever met in my life. I do not. The words are not enough. Actually, I can't really. I can fathom how I would really describe a